Paula, congratulations on reaching your first Grand Slam semi-final. What are some of the overriding emotions you're feeling at the moment?
Yeah, I'm really happy to be in the semifinals for the first time. Last slam was very tough for me, losing in the quarterfinals, but I think I learned from that, and finally today I think I played a great match against Coco.
Okay, questions in English.
Paula, you mentioned on court what you've been through and how close you were, or you weren't sure whether you might have to retire or not. How close did you come to retiring because of the back problem?
Well, it was one point of last year that I was pretty close because I wasn't seeing myself at the level. The back wasn't responding well, and I didn't find solutions. But I wanted to keep it a last try, a last chance to finish the year, and let's see how it would go. And well, here I am. So I'm really proud of what we went through with all my team, and especially how I fight it through all that, especially mentally.
For those of us that don't speak Spanish, what did you write on the lens and what did it mean?
The third time lucky one, I think does that make sense? Because it was my third quarterfinals, and I don't know, the last two were like I didn't leave with a good feeling, you know. So today I didn't want to do that. Even though win or lose, I wanted to go for it and be aggressive and play my game and don't have regrets. And that's what that was my plan since the first minute I stepped on the court.
Matt.
Well done, Paula. Now that you're through this quarterfinal hump, do you anticipate sort of like approaching the semifinals with a kind of freedom, or not having that in your, because you're not having that in your mind? I know you haven't been to a semifinals at a Grand Slam, but maybe can you reflect on when you've gone deep in other tournaments, how it's affected you?
I'm never gonna feel freedom until I win the tournament. I'm always like this, and it's my personality, it's my character. Today, of course, maybe I had a little bit less expectations, but I still had pressure because I wanted to win so badly. I will step on the court in the semifinals. I don't care against who, and I will want to win so badly. So that's part of me, and I think when I'm in the final rounds, my level raises, and I just want to give my 100% there and leave it all on the court.
Tumaini.
Congrats, Paula. How have your difficulties, I guess, over the last few years changed you as a person and made you a better player?
Yeah, I think it changed me, especially to appreciate more the moments. As you see, when I win a match like this, I try to like soak it all in, and also I get emotional because it means a lot for me. I go through a lot, and especially emotionally, I wanted it so much, and also I try to enjoy it after. So yeah, I think I learned to value a little bit more the moments. Today I was trying to, even though that the level was very high and tough, and of course there was nerves, I was trying to look up and to see like the crowd and everything, and to appreciate it and to enjoy that moment, because we train for that, and I think it was a beautiful moment.
Okay, Charlie, then we'll come to you.
Congratulations, Paula. When you were serving for it at 5-2 and 5-4, you talked about trying to stay present and the challenge of doing that. How were you able to do that, certainly the second time around?
Look, the last two times I played against her, and of course it was on my mind, I was set in a breakup, and the last two times she brought her level very high, even better when she was down. So I was quite expecting that from her side, especially in the 5-2, because I didn't do anything wrong. She just played unreal. So when I was 5-4 up, 5-2 I was a little bit nervous, but the 5-4 up I tried to stay calm and to focus a little bit on my serve. I know she didn't break me much, just 2 times in the match. So I'm like, if you serve well, you're gonna have your chances here. Just try to like focus on yourself, toss the ball correctly, like do all the techniques, the routines we have, and that's what I did. And I stopped thinking a little bit of Coco, the match, and the entire atmosphere. And I was with myself, and I think I served really, really well there.
Congratulations. Obviously, we don't know who you're going to play next, of course, but if you could just talk about the specific threats that first Aryna and then Anastasia pose on court, and how you feel your game matches up against them.
Yeah, I mean, against Arena, she's showing why she's the #1 in the world right now. She's being very consistent, very aggressive, very intense player. I mean, she's always a really tough one to face. I faced her last year, but I think I wasn't in the form I am now. So if it's Arena, I'm really looking forward for that match. And of course, Anastasia, I played against her also here last year and then in Cincinnati, a very talented player with big shots. And yeah, I think also it would be another battle. In the semifinals, you cannot expect an easy match.
Howard, then we'll come to you and then Nietzsche.
Paula, could you explain a little bit about it, what exactly was the problem with your back? And also, when specifically, what time of year was it last year that you had these thoughts about, I might need to stop playing?
Well, it was a stress fracture in my L4, L5 that I wasn't recovering well, and then the facet joints also, they were like inflamed all the time. So every time I was doing exercises, I had to stop because it wasn't responding well. And when I thought about stopping was when I was doing the injections, because they told me I had to do max 3 a year, and I was already in my second one. It was the 4th month of the year, so I was quite playing like in the limit with that also. So I think especially was in the clay court season was pretty bad for me, and also the back was still hurting. So in that moment, I really didn't know what to do. And yeah, I think also especially after my home tournament in Madrid was very tough for me. A mix of back, mentally, and everything. And that moment, I was thinking maybe I'm not made for being back again. And yeah, I was doubting a lot.
Since when have you felt okay?
Well, especially there after Madrid, I did a few changes in my team. That was my fitness coach, my nutritionist, and like everything that was connected a little bit with my back. And I went with a new team that I really believed, because I worked with them in 2021 and it went really well. And I think sometimes, and of course they know my body, they gave me a few different tips that I wasn't having in that moment. And with that, and when you have faith in something in a team, I think things start working really well. My back started to respond really well with the exercises that they were telling me, with the food I had to eat, with the supplements I had to take, with the doctors also, new doctors. So all that, the puzzle started to look better, and I started to play more matches. I was at the beginning scared, like how I'm going to wake up the next day. It was okay since today.
Okay, go to you.
Congrats on the match. I wanted to ask 2 questions. First of all, you mentioned that you used to have to take cortisone injections for your back. I wanted to know where you're at with that at the moment. And then secondly, you know, you're a former world #2. Does getting to the semi-finals here at a Grand Slam, do you feel like you're where you belong now?
The last one was already last year in the clay court season, so I didn't need to take more. So that's a good news, because it was pretty bad, and my body wasn't responding well either with that injections. So yeah, that finished. And do I feel if I'm back where I belong? Yeah, of course. I mean, since I came back last year here in Australia, my goal, I said it here last January, I wanted to be the comeback of the year. I achieved that, and when I started this year, I also said I want to be one of the best players in the world, and prove that, show that, and be consistent. So that's my goal for this year also.
Okay, final 2 in English, Charlie, then Courtney.
If it is Arena, obviously you're very close and you played in other matches in that Grand Slams, this would be a whole other level. Will you, I mean, obviously you're not going to not be friends, but like, will you message about it? Like, how will you kind of deal with the fact that you'll be then playing your very good friend?
We deal with it pretty normal. Plenty of times we had messages before the match. It's pretty chill. We know how to separate things very well. We spoke about it so many times. We admire, respect each other, and it's going to be a battle inside the court, of course, but outside it's super normal.
And Courtney.
Paula, congrats. You've now had, sustained consistency for about, 6 months or so, week in, week out. How different does this level of consistency feel to, 2021, 2022, you know, when you hit number 2 in the world and all that? I mean,
Yeah.
how different does it feel?
I think it's really different because when I was number 2 in the world, everything came very fast, and maybe I wasn't managing well the expectations in that moment, and I was very scared when I was playing a player that was maybe, of course, lower ranked than me. So I was like, oh, what's going to happen if I'm going to lose? What are they going to say? And I was thinking too much about that, and now I don't mind because I can accept, and you can see now the level. You can lose against anybody, you can win against anybody, and I think that helped me like play more free. And when I play more free, I think I play a good tennis, and that's when it becomes more consistent, you know. And also accepting when I'm in a match the good moments from the opponent, and trying to like deal with it, trying to find solutions. So I think at the end it resumes that I'm more mature.